We have quite an interesting setup. So we have a portfolio of businesses. There's currently 7 companies today. And what uniquely defines them is they're all digital businesses, but they're going through this transformation. They all include hardware. So many of them are sort of IoT, edge devices, devices they would have shipped to customer site. Nearly all of them, and many are building software as a service platforms, centralized components on the cloud. And that connectivity and data sharing and control between devices that are on customer sites coming back into a centralized control plane is clearly a high risk. If someone could take over that cloud, they'd have a huge amount of capability to impact those customer assets and those customer sites. So where I sit is how do we provide the capabilities to our companies to help themselves? They don't necessarily have huge teams of cybersecurity experts and professionals, but they're very innovative and they're building really quickly. So as they're iterating and building their platforms and building their cloud services, how do we take away some of the pain that they might go through having to think around the traditional journey of trying to do network security and then a WAF and then the rules and going through it? How do we skip to the end and say, well, you're building APIs, so give them a tool fit for purpose to give them the API visibility and focus on the thing they really care about? And also for us, where we sit is how do I get a view across our businesses, how they're running, what are the biggest risks, and how can we advise them on the things that they should be closing down and getting rid of to make them more secure in the process? We're in quite a unique spot that because many of these platforms are being built, designed, and delivered today in the current situation, we can start where we want to be. So we can say, well, actually, API security is non-negotiable. A couple of people have called this out. It's not something you want to do after the fact and bolt it on and try for it. Well, if all your interactions are coming through APIs, if all your identity is APIs, if all of the control you have with your IT hardware is through APIs, security is a fundamental component of your platform. It's not something you do after the fact. It's something that you start with and you think around how do you build that into developer training programs? How do you build it into awareness that API security is its own program, is its own vector? It is a separate thing in the same way that many people look at cybersecurity and they have their different buckets. They do network security here and end user compute and anti-malware. API security is its own program, its own awareness, its own training, and everything that comes with it as a unique category that needs to be considered in that way. So if you turn up to security and say, no, you can't do that because we have a list of requirements, that breaks down those relationships, saying, hey, there's a better way to do things to reduce your risk, to reduce the chance of bad things happening that will look bad for you. And we have the answer. That's exactly how we should be engaging. So that's kind of the life cycle, and how I see is around like awareness, training, take it seriously, here's some solutions, and then get everyone to a good place at the end.